Something with catalytic converter.
All right, I'll call the city council meeting to order. It is 5:30 on June 5th. Roll call, please.
Slusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yes.
Feltus.
Yep.
Wojni.
Yes.
Mazik.
Yes.
Colstead.
Yes.
We have a quorum. Pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Luis, we have a couple more chairs here. Verification of posting, please.
The agenda was posted last Friday by 11 o'clock at City Hall, State Bank of Arcadia, Arcadia TV, and the plans on the city website.
All right, we have a 13-item agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
By Mazak, second by Slusher. Any discussion? Hearing none, clerk will call the roll.
Feltus.
Yep.
Wojni.
Yes.
Mazik.
Yes.
Colstead.
Yes.
Slusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yes.
Motion carries. Public comment.
I have one thing that I would like to bring up. I attend utility commission meetings, and it was brought to our attention at the last meeting that the cost for the new lights are going to be $3,600, $3,500. It was $3,600, wasn't it?
36.
$3,600, and of course we don't have anything in our budget.
Okay.
And as I was going through the packet tonight, we are paying part-time wages for the police department of $20,000 in 5 months. Is there any way that we can get some of that money into this, or do we cut back on them so that we can pay our fair share for the new lights?
We can look into it, Bob.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Public comment? Public comment? Hearing none, we'll move on. Presentations, we have none this evening. Old business, approval of meeting minutes from May 15th, 2017. By
Second.
Feltus, second by Fetch.
Is this for both of them? or
Just the
what?
one, and we'll
Okay.
do the next one. Is there any changes? Hearing none, clerk will call the roll.
Wojni.
Yes.
Mazik.
Abstain.
Colstead.
Yes.
Slusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yes.
Feltus.
Yep.
Motion carries. Entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes from May 17th.
So moved.
Motion by Feltus. Is there a second? By Fetch. Gonna be on your game, Doc. Any changes?
Hard to beat this guy.
There is a typo in here. 1, 2, 3, the 5th paragraph down, the city of Arcadia has contracted with a consulting group to conducted a space needs. Correct.
Can change that.
Okay.
Anything else?
I'm a fifth here myself.
Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Yes. Oh.
Fourth line down.
Mazik.
What line?
Colstead.
Yes.
Slusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yeah.
Feltus.
Oh, yeah.
Wojni.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 4B, resolution 2017-7 to vacate portion of Commercial Street. This is something that's been going through the realm for
So moved.
a number of months. Motion by Feltus, second by, was that you, Kevin?
Yeah.
By Mazak. Any questions? I think we've hashed them out for past meetings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 or 3 meetings, haven't we?
Yeah, sorry. If there's nothing, the clerk will call the roll.
Colstead.
Yes.
Slusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yes.
Feltus.
Yep.
Wojni.
Yes.
Mazik.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 4C, resolution 2017-8 to vacate portion of Harrison Street.
I'll beat him.
By Fetch, second by Slusher. Boy, you guys are in a hurry tonight, huh? Is there any other discussion? Again, this has been hashed over
Been
enough.
discussed.
This is the same stuff we've been.
Clerk will call the roll.
Slusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yes.
Feltus.
Yep.
Wojni.
Yes.
Mazik.
Yes.
Colstead.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mike, see, that's the quickest you're gonna get out of the meeting.
He wants to get out quick, huh? That's the next
I just
one.
heard that we're gonna just move on, since Raleigh's not here, we're gonna skip 4D till Raleigh comes in, so he deals with the landfill. And
Okay.
Item 4E, discussion of common council rules and procedures.
So this policy has been discussed previously. You can see in your packet, we did draft a policy to fit the current practice of this city council. So this is the opportunity to discuss it, and if there are any changes or if anything, there's anything that you'd like me to add, please let me know. Go ahead, Don.
Can we do that now?
Sure, go
I
ahead.
have a question too.
Okay, good. The mayor shall have authority to veto ordinances passed by the council. Is there a provision for overriding the mayor's veto?
You bring it up again in the next meeting.
What's that?
You bring it up again in the next meeting, if it passes, it passes.
Yeah, but the thing is, I wanna make sure that
It's in there?
it's in there, yeah.
We can add something
But
to that language.
if that's proper, I mean, it's, I would think it would be.
Yes,
Yeah, the second thing that I had was in the in the policy of attire. Are we, anybody in shirt and tie here?
yeah, I think we may need to change that language.
I was thinking maybe, or appropriate attire or whatever it is. you
Make
know.
America great, maybe.
There you go. What about having city polo shirts, you know, for the city council?
No.
No, I mean with our new logo?
No.
No, you're vetoing me already.
I don't think that was a motion.
No. No, but the other thing is, let's see. The other thing is attendance at meetings, in person, not electoral.
Electronic?
Electronic, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
Where are you, Doc?
Yeah.
I am at the parliamentary
What
procedures.
page?
Page.
Page, if I can see it, page 5. I got it bigger here. Attendance at meetings because it says the quorum, blah, 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 blah. But there is a section here that says that people will be here. Requiring a person is not their value is important, I understand. But anyways, I would,
You would like to add
Yes.
something in there that people,
would be in person and not electoral to make the quorum.
electronic.
I still think of the, whatever, you know.
You can, so then you consider like a teleconference or over the phone,
Right,
all of those, so in
Person.
person.
in person. If it's really, you know, a special situation, in person.
Well, I think you'd have to be all the time, not just a special
Right.
situation.
Person would determine that.
Okay, well, that'd be fine too. But there'd probably be some informational type things from people can give us in teleconference type thing, I would think. Third thing or fourth thing, agenda items. To add between, you know, at your agenda item, what you already do, but it's not on this one here. It says announcements and meetings and then adjourn, put in there, future agenda items like you always have been doing.
Oh.
That out. That's enough.
And again, this isn't finalized, so we can add to it and everything.
Okay.
Ron?
I think it's, under parliamentary procedures, it says at least 4 council members. So if we were to have, a stake, like the firemen, or a meeting that we're going to have, there might be more than 4 there, if we can post them, to make sure that we're within our,
We do that normally.
well, but I mean, just, that's, we're doing the books now, so. Okay? Okay, good.
So let's
Marlis?
post it out there.
I'm wondering on, number 5, role of the mayor shall have the authority. So what I'm wondering by that is, do you have the right to just, let a tie go and not vote? Or that it says mayor shall have the authority? Does that mean you have the choice? I mean, if you decide you don't wanna break a tie?
I don't know, that's a tough one. We should check with Gary maybe on that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
If the mayor has to vote in regards to a tie.
Right, I
I
mean,
would say you have to.
okay.
That would be my personal feeling, but we can check to make sure.
Well, I guess I'm just trying to give you the option if you
Oh,
don't wanna
well,
pick
thanks.
a time. I'm thinking of you.
Thanks,
I
Marla.
think you have, I think you have.
I think so too.
Okay.
But we can check.
And then the other is, under, on page 5, period of public comment will be provided with a 2-minute time limit. I'm wondering if we could just up that a little bit.
No, 'cause 2 minutes is a great time to talk. You can't say it 2 minutes. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're gonna get somebody like Karen Guskey who just babbles.
Well, you could put a,
Well, there's plenty of people.
I'm just speaking my piece.
There's plenty of people that can.
Yeah,
And I think at that point, if we put 2 minutes, we can still use the discretion of the council. If someone's not finished, you know,
Okay.
we can still use that discretion.
Do that.
I think in at the county level, that's what we use, was 2 minutes, was always a public comment, that was the limitation.
Another point that I would have here,
Just wait, Marlos, are you
oh,
done?
you done?
The same.
I'm sorry, yeah. On the table motion, if we could, when you get into that, putting it to the table, you gotta move to put it to table, but to bring it off the table, you have to also do that. But I'm just wondering, if you have to do it within that meeting, or could do it within that same meeting, so you
Typically,
can
when you
move
table,
on
typically when you table something, it's, you bring it back during that meeting.
during
If
that.
you're gonna move it to another meeting, you postpone it
Okay.
to the next meeting.
But the thing is, if you're tabled, I read that if it's not taken up at the next meeting, it's dead.
Correct.
Okay. Just so that people understand.
And also, there's no discussion if somebody makes a motion to table it. There's
Right.
no discussion.
Right,
You just vote on if you're tabling
to
it.
bring it out and
Yes.
all this other thing. Okay.
Anything else? Must be looking okay. Somewhat.
That help?
Yeah, so, we'll review the comments and then we'll add where we can add and we'll bring it back to council for a final review. And then send it over to, well, the attorneys will have a chance to review and make sure that we're on the up and up. And then we'll, bring it to council for final passage.
Let's see, we got some ethics stuff that's gonna come next meeting or
Yep.
in July.
So then we will be able to see the final product before we vote on it.
Yep. Yep, we'll send it out as soon as we get it.
Good.
You know, even if it doesn't appear at that meeting, maybe we vote on it at the next meeting and give a couple weeks extra. Moving on, we have no board and commission updates at this time. Department updates. Chief Anderson?
Come at the head of your table, so you don't have to stare at the people.
Alright, just to kinda summarize, I haven't talked to you guys since I think the beginning of the year, so I'll kinda go over some stuff that we've been doing, what that's been going on within our department. We had an officer that was gone since the beginning of February. You can have my seat, Bobby.
You're fine.
Okay. That individual is now back to work. They came back May 22nd. So, in regards to what Bob was discussing in regards to the 20,000, we did not predict that that officer was going to be gone. Therefore, we had 4 months worth of time that we had to fill with part-timers. But that individual is back. From the beginning of the year, I think it was in February, they had the bar golf that went on. We always staff an extra officer for that. I work closely with Butch's Bar in regards to them setting that up. We did not have any major issues for that event. School-wise, since the 2016-2017 school year, I usually work pretty close with the middle school and high school in regards to scheduling drug searches. We did conduct 5 different drug searches within the schools. Only the principals and myself knew about it. We had not come up with any drugs during that time, but they fully believe that us being in there as a presence is also helping deter that. DARE. We had 12 weeks of DARE, and in the public school we had 93 6th graders that went through the program. It was 3 classes per week. We were there for just about an hour. And in the Catholic school we had 7 6th graders and 4 7th graders, also at the same rate. So altogether we had 104 students that went through the DARE program. This is the first year that we did not have one kid graduate for different circumstances. And going back to when I presented to you guys before, I think having our department be able to do that, if there's a kid that's in trouble or that's causing issues within our community, we kind of have a little grasp on that, so that was why he has not yet graduated, so. In April, we had bike safety. We went into the schools and presented on safety, how to wear your helmet, how to ride a bike, what side of the road to ride on. In the public school, we did it first grade through fourth grade. We talked to 374 kids. And in Holy Family, we had pre-K through 4, and we had 95 kids. So we definitely talked to a lot of kids about bike safety. Something spawning off of that, we are working with the public school. It's called PBIS. I don't know if anybody's heard of it yet. They've pitched it to the police department and all the businesses and the Chamber of Commerce within the community to help reward kids that are following the rules. So if we see kids wearing their bike helmet and or abiding the traffic laws and using crosswalks and stuff like that, we're participating and handing out these golden tickets, you should say, where they can redeem. Bike Rodeo and Safety Day, that happened at the end of April, which was tied into the Fireman's Dance as well. The fire department, ambulance, us, the helicopter, electric utility department, all took place with that. We gave away 6 bikes, all of which were either donated or they were bikes that we've had that kids have never claimed for 1 or 2 years, and I was able to find somebody to refurbish them for me for free and then raffle them back off, so kids in the community can now use them. Prom went off without a hitch. I think we had 1 or 2 very minor details that we dealt with during prom, but for the most part that went really well. Emergency management, we've been trying to meet every 2 months to talk about and update our emergency management manuals, and working towards this fall doing a live scenario for emergency management. A couple years ago we did an active shooter through the police department. This year we're working and emphasizing it around EMS. So we're trying to figure that out, and that should take place maybe September or so. Also been working with, and we have a meeting tomorrow with Bill in regards to the cameras in Memorial Park. I'm trying to get that all updated and figure out where that is. Burler Days was 2 weekends ago. That actually went really well for us. We ran and helped Angela out do the camping stuff up at the park. Between campers and tents, we had 8 different people that stayed up there, which is great for us to see people wanting to utilize that. As major incidents goes, we had 2 drug cases, 1 fight. It was less than 20 arrests, and the majority of them were all either people with warrants that could not pay their bond at that time, and then a handful of drunk drivers that they had no other option but to deal with them. So, the other highlight, which some of you guys have heard about or seen on Facebook, is on February 1st I started doing Wanted Wednesday on our police Facebook page, which has been quite a hit and taken off quite well. As of date, we have collected over $10,000 worth in just Facebook posting Wanted Wednesdays. That's not including the people that have realized that we're now doing this and they're coming in and paying them before their picture gets posted out to the public. So it's been quite a success. Judy likes looking forward to Wednesdays because she gets to collect money. So, and then up next, obviously, is on our agenda is August is actually for the arts, so that's just right around the corner. So, questions?
Where do we find it on your Facebook? Just go to Facebook and...
Arcadia, or Arcadia Police Department.
Yep.
Okay. The
And
one
you'll
that-
see when you look for us, it'll have the picture of 2 of our squads on the main page. So,
I won't be on
Like the
there.
page and it'll come up every Wednesday.
yep, you bet.
Oh, okay.
Do we have a link on that on our website?
Yeah, I believe Lindy has that up on there.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
I'll
and I'm
just-
also working with Lindy and trying to, now that Burler Days is over with, we're gonna be updating and putting things more about our police department on there. I wanna redo all our pages and talk about what we all do in the community and put pictures and explanations of everything up on there, so.
Anything
Alright.
else?
Was this to make sure we at least had 1 bike to give away?
I can look and tell you exactly what that's for, but none of that comes directly out of our budget. We don't budget for it, it's all donations.
Okay, but it's a credit card for the bike rodeo.
What
Right, they
that-
probably pay it by a credit card and
Right, so what
Well,
ended
then
up
somebody
happening-
will reimburse?
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
that's
see,
my
what
question, that's why I'm
happened
asking the
was
question.
the Arcadia Credit Union had said, here's $250, go buy a bike. So then I had to go buy a bike, put it on our city credit card, and
Okay,
then.
okay, that's,
they paid.
then you
Yep.
answered my question, good,
Yep.
good, thank you.
Alright, thank you
Thanks,
guys.
Thank you for what you do.
Thanks.
Public hearings, liquor license hearing? We have it. I believe, right? My computer knows
end page, right?
If you're scrolling through, it's gonna be the last 2 pages, so
Right.
you're gonna.
Way in the back. And what?
I remember the whole problem.
Well, everybody in the business can tell them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I counted 22.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
I felt a second,
Rob, you have to ask for public comment.
oh yeah, I'm sorry.
During discussion? Full public
Before.
comment.
Public hearing. Is there any public comment? Public comment? Public comment? Close the public hearing, and there's a motion and a second on the floor to approve. Is there any discussion?
Is this to be where they have up to date on their
Taxes,
taxes and
stuff like
bills
that?
and utilities and
Angela
everything else?
Shaking her head, yes.
Okay.
And well, if you're agreeable to that, we will make that as part of the motion.
Well, that's, yes.
Is that,
That's the way it's always been.
yeah. Any other questions? Hearing none, clerk will call the roll.
Fetch.
Yes.
Feltes.
Yep.
Wojni.
Yes.
Mazik.
Yes.
Holsted.
Yes.
Fletcher.
Yes.
Rob, can I just ask, who made and seconded that motion?
Feltus and Fetch. So I think they're racing over there tonight.
Yeah. Let's see what we do.
Item 8A, discussion and possible action on adult basketball league use of Memorial Park basketball courts on Sundays. We have a very active group of basketball players. Louis can kind of give us something. They play every Sunday. They play a league, similar to what they do on soccer on Sundays. They want to use the park every Sunday, which is great because it's utilized. We're gonna need some more bathrooms, possibly, some picnic tables, right, which we can easily move over. I can have Raleigh do that, but you can give Louis, you can give a little.
Oh, let me sit down. I don't feel good, so let me go that way. I don't want somebody to get sick because yeah, please. Yeah.
Sit right here. Stand right there. That's good.
Louise, introduce your guest. so we can
Yes,
get a
yes,
picture.
I do, yes. Let me, I have some names right here, okay. ¿Tu nombre, viejo?
Ignacio.
Ignacio Sandoval. Luis Sandoval. This guy, they run the basketball league on Sunday. This is a group of 7 members, you know. They got the, we say president, vice president, kind of more team, you know, and they go from there. So, this guy, they run a basketball league every Sunday. They start, ¿a qué horas empiezan a jugar basketball? They starting from 8 o'clock in the morning. ¿A qué horas terminan el basketball? Around 5 p.m. ¿Terminan de limpiar o nomás en los juegos? Just the game, they done a 5, but they gotta be cleaned up, you know, the whole park or the whole basketball court. ¿Cómo a qué horas terminan de limpiar más o menos? They take about an hour and a half or 1 hour to clean up everything and make the park beautiful. What these people come right here, you know, they, I remember Mr. Mayor was there. We meet and you meet these people.
Yep.
And they let you shoot, right? Shoot a couple.
I made a couple, didn't
Yeah,
I?
yeah. So you did good. This basketball league is for everybody. You know, this is for everybody. This is for everybody, the whole community of people that come from outside. Yeah, they need some bathrooms. Yeah, they need some picnic tables. They need some photo parties. For me, I say photo parties is not good because little kids, you know, they go down there, and that's not a help to little child using, you know, in my opinion. But you know, I remember I talked to you that day, and I don't know how we can help these people. You know, I mean, these people that want to do the sport, like a soccer league on Sunday. I mean, there's a lot of people come on Sundays, and when these guys do a basketball tournament, Jesus, they bring people from everywhere. And other thing, you know, when we bring people from some areas, outside areas, you know, people leave incomes right here. Because maybe we have people that come from Austin, Minnesota to play right here. They don't want to go back to home with empty gas tank, right? They want to fill it up gas right here in the P3 and go home. Or buy some food, or, you know, or waters or Gatorade. You know, they leave income right here in town too at the same time. Yeah, that's the basketball league does. Let me ask them then if they have something to say. Well, pretty much I say what kind of we work, but I don't know. Les expliqué a ellos todo lo que ustedes hacen, ¿verdad? Desde el principio hasta el final, ¿no? Que necesitan más baños, que necesitan más mesas mesas para ahí. Algo que ustedes quieran comentar.
Bueno, antes que nada, gracias. Es la primera vez que yo vengo a esta junta.
Before nothing, he say thank you to you guys. This is the first time come at one city meeting.
Pero la razón que hacemos la liga, en primer lugar, para divertirnos.
The thing that they make the basketball league is have fun, enjoy.
Y en segundo lugar, para recaudar fondos para las escuelas de nuestra comunidad allá en México.
Sometimes they do fundraising too, you know, when they do fundraising. And Mexico City, well, not Mexico City, but what these people come from, they poor, you know, and when they do basketball tournament, these people, they do fundraising and they send money to schools down there to provide books, pens, you know, because these kids, they don't have that kind of, you know, that kind of facility that what we have right here in the United States or in America. So at the same time, these people help the community right here in Arcadia too, you know. Ayudan también a la comunidad de Arcadia también, ¿verdad?
Tratamos de ayudar
Well,
que podamos.
they help on a lot. This is what we do last weekend, Saturday, Brothers Day. It was around, I'd say about 400 people at the pavilion, the Latino Mexican dancing, and these people help me, you know, to sell the buttons and clean up and take care of everything, you know. So these people help a lot too, and they keep the park clean too. ¿Algo otra cosa que quieras comentar, compañero? Okay.
When would the season start and when would it end?
Well, ¿cuándo empieza ¿cuándo empieza la liga y cuándo termina?
La liga lo empezamos hace 2 semanas, cuando fue
Para la fiesta del pueblo, ¿va?
sí, ese era.
They start in a Brothers Day. They started from Brothers Day all the way up.
To September.
To September.
Until school starts?
Yeah.
September.
Hasta septiembre, ¿va? Yeah, around it. Depend on weather because it's open. If it's rain, they cancel. So they cannot play. Not safe.
Question, you talked about porta potties or bathrooms there. There's one up there now, is that right, in that area? By the basketball?
There's one.
Hay un baño portátil en esa área, ¿verdad? Yes.
Do you need more than one?
¿Necesitan más que un baño ahí en esa área?
Sí, se puede 1 o 2 más.
Maybe 1 or 2 more.
1 or 2
Yeah.
more, so a total of 3.
Tres. Va.
Three?
Con
Yeah.
tres.
And then, that makes sense, and I walk up through the park and there's a lot of people up there.
Dice el que él camina en el parque
Yeah.
y que mira mucha gente ahí.
I haven't walked it for a while because of my back, but
Dice que no ha
anyways,
caminado por mucho rato porque le duele esa espalda.
but that would be good. Now, who would provide for that, the city, or would the group be willing to pay for that, or what would we want to do?
That's the biggest point of discussion is, you know, when we've done other leagues, you know, how are extra bathrooms, are they charged to the league?
To who? Yeah.
To who, you know, are they cleaning out of the facility? Is that, because we're not renting the space, or should we be renting the space? Should we not be renting the space?
What does the portable cost
Yeah.
us?
$67 a month.
$7 right here.
Dumpsters, garbage cans, stuff like that. I mean, we have
Yeah.
garbage cans that can be placed up there, but, you know, the emptying of the garbage cans, making sure it's done.
Yeah, because you
Some
cite,
of the things, we have picnic tables that can be reallocated to that area. That's not an issue.
Yeah, question. So, it's a 1-day tournament,
No, we're talking about the league.
the league.
whole
in
summer.
general.
Whole summer. Yeah.
And
Every
so
Sunday.
the city owns 1 basketball court up there. Has there been discussions with the school district about the use of their court and facilities?
The one basketball court, Luis, is on the closest to the football field.
Yep.
Soccer field, I should say.
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
Well, football.
yeah, well, soccer and football field.
That one is a school park.
Okay.
The other one, to the other side, is a city park. So when I was up there with you, that was actually school basketball
Yeah.
court. You know, and there can't be any alcohol or anything like that on their facilities.
Como podrán ver, hay 2 canchas ahí, ¿verdad? Una está pegado al parqueadero y el otro está pegado a lo que es la área de la escuela, ¿no? Distrito escolar, propiedad de la escuela. En una de acá, o sea, pueden tomar, porque se puede. En la otra, porque es parte de la escuela, no se puede porque es parte de la escuela. Y en la propiedad de la escuela no se puede ni fumar, ni tomar, ni hacer vandalismo, porque no es permitido, es contra la ley, ¿no? Estamos hablando de son dos reglas diferentes. Ya I explained to him, you know, what's going on. ¿Cómo lo que ustedes piensan de eso? What do you guys think?
Eso estamos tratando de tener comunicación con nuestra gente, de hacerlo entender, pero a veces hay muchos y hay unos que otros que no entienden las reglas o
Yeah.
no sé, son necios, no sé, pero tratamos de...
These people work hard, you know, to educate the people come from outside. Hey, this is high school property. Not allow alcohol, smoke, you know. Please, hey, don't do. This guy followed the rules, you know. But they try to explain to people, don't do this because, you know, we have Ramadan there and we gotta follow up. So,
Has there been any discussions with the school district about the use of the property for a league?
¿han tenido alguna plática con la escuela para usar la otra cancha?
En lo personal no
No.
tengo conocimiento de eso.
No. So, what-
And I can go with you to do that,
Yeah.
please.
yeah, so dice el mayor que él va a ir conmigo para hablar de la otra cancha. So you guys recommend go talk to Luis, right? And-
Yeah, and as far as alcohol, if they were ever to sell alcohol, there has to be a picnic permit, which has to be applied for before, and it's subject to denial.
Hay reglas ahí. Si alguien está vendiendo bebidas alcohólicas o algo, tienen problemas.
Sí.
Porque eso es ilegal, ¿verdad? They know.
Okay.
They know. So,
In speaking with the school, there are bathrooms there, could you ask if you could use the school bathrooms and, you know, maybe for the price of what you would end up paying for a porta potty, you could pay the school district for using their bathroom.
ella acaba de mencionar una buena idea. En vez de que se pongan baños móviles, que son menos limpios, usar los baños de adentro de la escuela y pagar una cuota al mes a la escuela por usarlos, ¿no? Y son más limpios
That's an idea.
y más convenientes. Ella trajo una idea fenomenal. Si ves, más conveniente para ustedes y más limpio también para los niños pequeños, pues, ¿no?
Es una buena idea.
Say, he's a good idea what you say, and can talk to the school, you know, about that.
And I had mentioned that to you, Luis,
Yeah.
you know, and I had talked just slightly with Mr. Ferguson. You know, his biggest concern is to make sure they're clean, their stuff afterwards, and who's responsible for them as soon as they're locked, unlocked. He only wants them to be open during.
Casi, él tuvo una pequeña conversación con Louis Ferguson igual, ¿no? Él quiere ver quién es responsable, o quiénes son responsables de mantener esas áreas limpias y seguir las reglas, ¿no? Yo sé que ustedes dos ahorita acá, pero saber quiénes son responsables para que mantengan todas esas áreas limpias y seguras, ¿no? Louis Ferguson mencionó eso también y es de mencionarle a ellos, ok, son estas personas y estas personas.
Sí, estos no pudieron venir por cuestiones de trabajo.
Yeah, the other members, they don't come because they work second shift right now, and these two guys, they work first shift, but they're here, you know, so.
We appreciate that.
Te agradecen de haber llegado, él entiende, dice el muchacho.
I've got a question here, or a comment. If we would get 2 more porta potties for 3 months, that'd be $402. In my mathematics, hopefully it's right. But would the city be up to paying that? I don't think it's in a budget. But, or you'd be aware of, that's $402 for 2 porta potties. But that is if you don't use the high school. You probably may not have to use any extra porta potties if you use the school district's bathrooms. That's a good idea.
Él mencionó algo, ¿no? Que es buena idea, como la que mencionó ella, de usarla en la escuela. En baños portátiles están hablando de $400, casi en toda la temporada. Imagínate que ese dinero mejor vaya para la escuela, ¿verdad? Es algo que están invirtiendo también en la escuela, ¿no? Cosas que se deben de hablar, es algo que mencionó, 400 y pico dólares, dice, en lo que son baños portátiles. Okay. Yeah, he's...
Okay.
So you had talked about fundraising earlier, is this a nonprofit group? And
No, it's not.
Do
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
they carry any kind of insurance for these leagues?
Ok, cuando ustedes hablaron acerca de hacer recaudaciones para ayudar al pueblo de ustedes, son de allá de Oaxaca, ¿no? Del estado de Oaxaca. They're from Oaxaca State.
Go ahead.
They're from Oaxaca State, and él mencionó, si son una organización no lucrativas, ustedes nomás lo hacen de corazón, ¿va? No tienen aseguranza ni nada. No, they do because they want to help their community. They're not a profit. No, they don't make no money with this. Whatever they recollect on one Sunday, you know, either they send it or they work in the city rate too. So they're not.
How do you handle the soccer league? You know, how is that handled? I mean, really, it's kind of, in essence, it's very similar.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I mean, but you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
It's very, very close
Okay.
to the same. It's just in a
This is
different
some
area.
ideas I have, you know. Okay, if we would have fight, who knows? Or somebody get in there and okay, we call the police. Police come and control that. If it's something that out of control, we cancel the Sunday. People they don't play, and people say, oh, for this guy, I don't play my game, you know, and they yell it to this person. But they don't happen, you know. So okay, yeah, we're using the the bathrooms down there, Joyce Pavilion. We clean it up. After the season done, the Sunday done, we clean it up, we leave it nice and clean, and we clean out the whole green area. We pick plastic, we pick cans, we pick everything, so that's why that part looks, you know, clean. So I can give you some ideas to this guy, you know, how I work with the soccer league's member, okay? If somebody left trash, and they don't pick him up, and we know who did it, so we put a fine, the soccer league put a fine, and they gotta pay $20 or $30. And with that money we put a jump for the kids. I don't know if you see, Diana, those jump, what they call it, jumping?
Bounce house thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that money, we use them for the same kids, you know. So we recollect the money, we use them for kids have fun. And people, well, we don't have no problem, you know, with that, but that's what we use them. So it's kind of some ideas can give it to this guy, you know, in case something happens.
We have an agreement with soccer.
Okay, I do. How many basketball actual tournaments do you anticipate for the here?
Dice que cuántos torneos de básquetbol hacen. Esta es una liga, ¿verdad? De cada domingo.
Esta es una liga.
This is a Sunday league. This is kind of basic.
Okay, so you don't bring in do you sponsor a big tournament where you have a lot of people coming
No,
in?
yes.
Lions Club does.
Brothers,
Oh, the Lions.
Every Sunday, there's several hundred people, correct, Louise?
Yes, yes.
But that's for the league.
That's for the league.
That's
All day
the
long.
league,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yes.
And what do you say, tournaments, one Sunday, everyone, they do
Okay.
Brothers Day, Jesus, Saturday from all the way up. And sometimes they do, I think, hacen otro torneo más independiente como en agosto, julio, ¿va?
Sí, ahorita tenemos programado uno para julio 22, torneo, es sábado, julio 22 tenemos programado un torneo para todo público en general. Hacemos varias categorías como varonil, femenil, niños, otro un veterano, es de 40
Y
años.
adelante.
Ah,
Como él va. They do, in July, they plan to do one tournament, but this is gonna be on Saturday. So what they do is, they bring teams with little kids, you know, childs 6 years old to 10. They want those little kids have fun, and they have a female league too, you know. So they bring the females, you know, and they have we call them veteranos, senior league. So people from 40 and older, they can play, you know. So yeah, that's what he said. That and that Saturday. So you know, and that Saturday. So that's what they say. Just for have fun, you know. Yeah.
Okay,
Wheelchair?
and then I
Que si pueden dar una silla de ruedas, dice.
something I would ask of the basketball league that they would make a point of trying to recycle.
Okay.
I was gonna mention that.
Una cosa que acaba de mencionar ella, ahorita está trabajando con la ciudad de reciclaje. When you say recycle, what do you want to recycle?
Plastic,
Plastic bottles,
glass,
aluminum.
yeah.
Okay. Cuando ellos dicen reciclaje, plástico, vidrio y aluminio. But I want to be clear with that part, you know, because you say recycle and oil, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, no, plástico, botes de vidrio y botes de aluminio. Entonces ellos están trabajando en que Arcadia pues tenga ese programa, ¿no? De reciclaje. Yo creo que es algo bonito que se puede trabajar con ustedes. El reciclaje, no, educar a la gente. ¿Tienen alguna idea acerca de eso que ustedes puedan hacer?
O si tuviéramos unos cuantos más contenedores de basura, podemos poner un letrero en las basuras, en los botes, para que la gente se dé una idea de dónde va cada.
One thing he said, if you have a specific containers, this can is gonna be, this garbage can is gonna be for garbage, this is gonna be for aluminum, this is gonna be for plastic.
We can do
work
that.
it.
That would be good.
They say they need to work with the people down there, educator. Yeah.
I'll get the containers there,
Okay.
but they take them and dump them and bring them back.
If we set something up, I
There's
think-
enough guys around with pickups. Somebody can go on Monday and pick them up and haul them in.
Yep. Julie, you had a comment?
The Hanson Park has 2 bathrooms. Up by behind Chopco.
Okay. Hay dos, no, one.
We're not using that field.
Allá atrás de la Choco hay una cancha de básquetbol, ¿verdad? Sí. ¿La usan? ¿Alguien la usa? Pero nada más la usan los que viven ahí, ¿verdad? Yeah. People that use them are only people who's living on there, not people from outside.
Well, just an idea. I mean,
Yeah, that's a little ways to go. I mean, if you're gonna have to go to the bathroom.
It- Well, Diana brought up a good point, there's not a lot of parking up there.
Yeah, I think if you had to turn up.
And there's a lot of childs too.
Right, you wouldn't have a place safe enough for.
Plus if someone rents the
The
pavilion,
athletic field there,
but that's rentable, right?
Yeah.
It is.
What do you do, you wouldn't be able to rent it to anyone else if they're gonna be using the restrooms there.
No saben si rentan
Correct.
lo que es el parquecito, ya ves atrás de la Choco, tienen como una cabaña, no saben si la rentan, ¿esa la rentan o no? Yeah, they rent. They rent.
There's a lot of trees there, aren't there?
¿Ya?
Yeah.
¿Alguna otra cosa que quiera mencionar ahí?
No, creo que es todo.
¿Alguna pregunta? Any question for me? Oh, but for them. I'm talking about me, I don't know what.
Raleigh's got something for you.
My guys that do garbage have said that your guys have done a much better job this year of cleaning up.
¿Basketball?
Yes.
Dice que él tiene un grupo de los que limpian, ¿verdad? Él es Raleigh. Raleigh es una de las personas que limpia todos los parques, toda la ciudad. No sé si lo han visto a él. Y dice que los muchachos le comentaron a él que ustedes están haciendo un trabajo mejor. Mejor de lo que se venía haciendo.
A few times barrels are full, stuff blows out. I can put another dumpster up there. You know where the dumpster is
Yeah.
in the corner of the parking
Yeah.
lot. But that's the only thing that I ask. I'm
Dice,
not coming there on Monday morning and cleaning up a big mess.
una cosa que Raleigh acaba de mencionar ahorita, ya ves que hay un contenedor, ¿va?
Sí.
Pero no ajusta, ¿no? Porque a veces se llena mucho. Dice que si pone otro contenedor, ayudaría más a que el área no se volaran los papeles, que el plástico no se volara, ayudaría más.
Sí.
Y ustedes mantuvieran esas áreas más limpias, ¿no? They help a lot. You say they take care. You bring in
And
another.
preferably, if I put another dumpster there, the barrels get dumped in the dumpster, so we don't have to be dragging barrels around.
Mira, imagínate si tienen
That ain't a
nomás,
lot to ask.
tienen 2 barriles o 3 barriles ahí, cuando el barril esté lleno, un encargado, agarrar la bolsa, amarrarla, llevarla y poner otra bolsa. Eso es lo que hacemos nosotros en el, that's what we do in the soccer Sunday.
Yeah.
I have a person, they go check it out, the garbage can, and when they fill it out, this person take them up and put a new plastic bag, and they go down there to the master. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
But they have done a much better job this year of cleaning up.
Que han hecho
Sí,
un
no.
mejor trabajo este año a como otros años, es lo que dice Raleigh.
Esa es la idea de seguir mejorando.
This is our ideas, keeping good job, make improvement, that's what he said.
And the only other thing is, tell everyone to leave the trees alone. Because we have had some branches broke off of trees. You know, someone's kid's jumping on a tree, tell them to knock it off.
Otra cosa que dice Raleigh es, un pequeño problema que hay es acerca de los árboles. A veces los niños agarran y se cuelgan, ¿no? Dice Raleigh que por favor hablemos con los niños y decirles, hey, por lo hagas, son árboles, es para las sombras, ¿no?
Sí, cuando lo vemos lo.
Para tener nada más eso.
Sí.
I remember this, I think it was 2 years ago, or 3, 2 or 3. Somebody from the city, the water train, called me. No, I was in a soccer field, it was around 7 p.m. Luis, I need your help. We go there. Kids, you know, they play with the stone at the water treatment plant. You know, the water next to there.
Yep.
And I understand, you know, I mean, what is that for and everything. Okay, and we talked to who the people run that day. and they understand. And after that, you see, you guys hear any issue with storm? Le estoy comentando a ellos que hace como 2 o 3 años los niños agarraban las piedritas y las tiraban a planta de agua, ¿no? Entonces hablamos con los encargados de ese evento y arreglaron. Es un agua donde se toma la mejor agua de todo Estados Unidos, ¿verdad? Nomás también que los niños no vayan mucho allá también, ¿no? A eso, ¿verdad? Es lo que le estaba comentando yo a ellos. That's what I comment to you guys know what happened that day. So.
I just got one more question, I think. Who is the responsible person if something should happen, that we need to contact somebody for cleaning up, there's some issue with the area that we need to address? Who is the person we go to? Go to Joe?
Dice él que quiénes son las personas responsables con las que ellos puedan ir en caso de que haya algún inconveniente o decir, tú, ven, contigo voy a hablar. Es lo que hacen ellos, ¿no? Dayana viene conmigo personalmente, Luis, mira, esto está pasando, o Luis, está bien todo, va. ¿Quiénes van a ser las personas?
Ahorita 2 personas están trabajando, los líderes, pero aquí está Luis, es uno de los líderes que están
Okay. 2 persons working right now, and this is Luis and this is him, who's the guys run. So it's gonna be 4 persons. If somebody miss, you're gonna contact these 3. So it's gonna be 4 total.
We'll have a telephone number, we'll have,
Con un número de teléfono, una dirección y eso, que se puedan comunicar. Yes.
so we can contact. And I know I don't speak Spanish, unfortunately, a little bit of Norwegian, but not much Spanish. But,
Don't count.
so Norwegian don't count, he said.
No,
But,
I said oofta don't count.
Oofta don't count. But so that when we do contact somebody, that we do it properly and we understand what's going on. Okay.
Quieren también una persona que a lo mejor hable el idioma, porque en caso de contactarlos a ustedes, o sea, comunicarse bien, la comunicación sea la mejor, ¿no? En que algo pase o algo, siempre van a haber cosas, pero igual ellos quieren eso, ¿no? Llevar un buen acuerdo con ustedes, que esa persona sepa comunicarse con ellos también, en caso.
Okay, si es posible, nosotros vamos a hacer la lista de los 3 líderes y traer los nombres y su número de teléfono.
We're gonna make a list with the names on it, telephone number, address, and it's gonna be the people who's gonna take care.
We get the, okay.
Luis, I have a question. Is it okay if we contact you, if I contact you in case there's an issue, just to kind of help be a liaison? Because you understand with
Yeah.
the soccer stuff, kind of where we've been at
Let me,
before.
can I ask him then?
Absolutely.
Okay. Mira, Dayana, yo he trabajado mucho tiempo con Dayana también, y lo hemos hecho bien. Si está bien que en caso que ella no se puede comunicar con uno de ustedes, que me pueda llamar a mí, ¿estaría bien de su parte?
Sí.
¿Sí? Say yes.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
I'm okay.
Luis, I think what we should maybe do is, we could set up a meeting, the group of us, you know, the chief and Raleigh,
Yeah.
and you and these gentlemen, and Bill, work something out of what we need, continue to use the park, as you've been using it for the last couple of years. On Sunday, we draw something up, we'll talk to the school district to see if they'll, you know, work on the bathroom end of it, and we bring back something to the council for approval. Is that, I mean, they could continue to use the park like they have been, that's not an issue.
Yeah. Dice que pueden seguir usando el parque como está ahorita, pero él y la jefa de la policía y miembros del board van a volver a hablar, y ojalá de que para esa vez vengan ustedes también, o vengamos con ya una lista, ¿no? Donde van a estar todos los nombres de todos, números de teléfono, direcciones, en caso de que algo pase, ¿no? Igual voy a poner mi dirección, mi teléfono yo, en caso que también se quieran comunicar conmigo, lo pueden hacer, ¿va? Para ser más formable. It's okay. Yeah.
Is that okay with the council? I think that's
Sounds
the
good.
best way to, you know, we've been using it for the last couple of years. I mean, we
Yeah.
would hope they continue to use it. We just want to make sure we get everything in a row and done correctly.
Lo que dice el mayor es, lo han usado por muchos años, quieren que ustedes lo sigan usando por muchos años, pero usarlo es de acuerdo, no, a las reglas que ellos puedan poner, o cómo se requiere que el parque se mantenga. Yo creo que es razonable, ¿no?
Sí.
You know, yes, they agree. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So,
We'll be in contact,
yeah,
and then we can get together. and
se van a
then come in.
contactar.
If we could grab, you know, if their names in the phone numbers, that would actually be helpful if you have any questions.
We have a sign-in sheet, Louise, if you guys
Oh,
can
okay.
sign that and put your phone number on there, that'd be great.
Tenemos una hoja que cuando venimos a las reuniones hay que poner el nombre, dice. I want to say something. If you guys let me, I don't know. You guys gotta be here. I don't know. I don't want to stall your time. So, thank you for support the community. Thank you for helping. Thank you for make this community safe. Make this community welcome. Thank you for everything you guys do. You know, when I talk to these people, always I talk to a right ways for you guys. What the police does, what the mayor does, what you guys does right here. How many hours you gonna be spent right here? That's what I talk to these people. You know, how hard you guys working right here. You know, and recognize you guys work for the whole community. How you gotta work hard for this community, and these people get it. What we need to do, I think, is work a little bit more together. You know, like a recycle. You bring a good idea. Can I ask them for a couple containers for the soccer league on Sunday for recycle? And, you know, give me that. And I give the information to the people, educator. This is plastic, this is aluminum, this is bombs. You know, this is how can we start and work together. Well, I know we work together, but, you know, and always my pleasure work with you guys. And thank you. Thank you for having this community safe, welcome, and beautiful.
Well, thanks for what you do, Luis.
No, everybody.
Because
No,
you're a great liaison.
everybody.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much. Yeah, well, vamos. Hasta luego. See ya.
Tuesday tuck, yeah.
And guess what? My daughter Teresa, she's gonna go to the army. You guys know that?
Good for her. Good for her.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yes.
so, thank you.
Army is good.
Is that what you mean?
That's what I
Thank you.
was.
See you guys. Thank
Yeah,
you.
hey, Luis.
All right, we're gonna, there's no change, I'd like to move, item J up. Discussion and possible action to sell 2.27 acres, city parcel to Ashley Furniture Industries. Move that up and get Gary and Mike on their way.
12.9 million.
Can we buy more?
Sure.
With that?
Yeah, that,
I'll give you a little introduction and then I'll let Mike talk. So as part of Ashley's Phase 9 project, obviously with that expansion, there's a hardship for parking space, truck parking space. And Ashley has identified a piece of property that is close and suitable for their need for parking. There's still some requirements that they need to meet in regards to the DNR. But the piece of property that we're talking about is 2.27 acres, and that would be right along this, this corner, be the, that would be northwest corner? Or, yeah, southwest corner to their property.
Oh, this is the creek,
Yep,
That's the old-
so this is the creek reroute coming through here,
okay.
and then the old Ridge and furrow fields right here. There's 3 south, would be this last one,
that's city property with?
that's city property.
The old, yeah.
Sewage is right. Furrow, okay.
Ridge and furrow fields, correct. And it would
Beautiful pond.
essentially be from the edge of the stormwater retaining area and just draw a triangle going down.
Across the creek.
It would be,
South.
Oh, it's
No,
on,
the
it would be
creek
on
is
the
south.
south side of the creek.
and then we did have an appraisal done and which was paid for by Ashley. That has come in and Rob, I'll let you talk about the appraisal. And then
The appraisal came at, 3,600. The cost, we had the appraisal done was
A little less.
$400 and some dollars.
Correct.
Ashley's willing to pay the appraisal fee as well as the appraised cost.
Does the city have any use for that one?
No.
and we did look
Unless we're
at,
gonna build a library or something. Like in the newspapers,
Don't
down here.
say.
That was just joking.
Okay, okay. Actually be a nice area.
I made sure the newspaper wasn't here. It's really not, there's no real use to the city of Arcadia.
I did like Joe's, price a lot better than the,
Mike, is there anything you wanna add, Terry, is there anything you wanna add?
The reason that we're really asking for the parcel is just a tiny corner of it actually reaches into the area that would be part of the truck parking lot, but it would be, it's likely considered wetland. It's the old Ridge and Furrow It's a diagonal line across the first cell of the ridge and furrow, which you could debate whether it's an industrial device versus a wetland, but we're assuming they'll call it a wetland. So if Ashley Furniture did not acquire that, if the city retained the ownership of that piece, the alternate would be that we would ask the city to be a co-applicant on the wetland impact permit that would be submitted, which starts complicating things. It gets
Yes.
two entities on the permit and stuff. So we're really asking so that the wetland impact application is exclusively just one entity, Ashley Furniture, just to simplify the process. So.
The other thing with regard to the appraised value of the property, it really isn't worth anything to anybody unless you go through that wetland permit process, which is a large undertaking in and of itself.
And to develop it, to pay the wetland mitigation you would expect, which right now, the cost of mitigation acreage is running in excess of $50,000 an acre. And for every acre impacted, you'll likely have to mitigate 1.5 times that. So it's extraordinarily expensive to develop something like that, and then you have to get into mucking it out and filling it and doing it.
So you're not looking at developing?
It would be on the edge of what's part of the overall truck parking plan, and it would be extraordinarily expensive, but amazingly, that's the most logical approach is for us to do that, actually, rather than develop something that's an increased distance from the plant.
So you are taking the wetlands, and that's your, that's what you're looking at down the road, that's what in your plan, if all goes as you want, that you're taking that wetland?
There will be an application to impact wetlands in that given area, and that portion would be part of what's on that application, yeah. So.
The 2.27 acre parcel would be part of that.
Correct. Which, obviously the permit process for the wetlands is, is what it is. It's regulated by the state, and that case would have to be made and approved by that entity, so.
And by the federal government.
And by the court, right. So, there's no certainty whether we'll be allowed to do that, but our intent is to submit an application to do that.
It appears like the property is landlocked too for the city.
To get to it.
Yeah, wouldn't even have access to it.
Well, I have concerns about wetlands, so that,
Well, and Mike made the point earlier that, whether this is a true wetland or some sort of industrial device refers back to the history of the parcel where AG Cooperative Creamery used it for discharging their wastewater in that area and for settling out the contaminants from their wastewater. So, there could be things underneath it that we wouldn't want in a wetland too.
Am I gonna ask for the transaction of the property is contingent on obtaining the permit, or is it?
No,
You would have to.
if Ashley is gonna be the sole applicant, they need to be the owner of the property at the time the application is filed.
Okay.
Otherwise, the
Otherwise you
city,
get
they'd
that
be
joint.
asking for the city to
Right.
join in that application
Okay, I
otherwise.
just wanted to make sure.
So that's for parking, trucks or cars? Or
Truck parking.
the expansion of the trucks?
To support the operations, plant four
Yeah,
operations,
it's gonna
correct.
go all the way around, but that's a long way. Can you get to some of that area on the berm, on that road that's on the berm that goes by the creamery? There's a road that goes all the way back there, and one of my Eagle Scouts put a project out there, there's two structures, we're supposed to look at the ducks and the birds and all that. But, that is a beautiful area, wetland back in there, where those ponds are. So that would be crossing that berm, or would it be, if you know what I mean,
Yeah, I know where you are.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
As far as I know, there's no access to it.
I know you're not, it's illegal to go on that.
With the bridges now, that changes all that, yeah, it's not, there's no access to it.
Yeah, there's no, access to it for,
And one of those stands is still standing, the other one blew down.
I suppose.
Yeah.
It's been quite a few years.
Yeah.
But it's really pretty back in there. It'd be nice if that could be
And
developed.
the ponds are leased,
There who?
I believe, the ponds are leased.
That last one is, yeah, the polishing cell.
But if it is wetland, it's still doing its job of draining.
It's just 2.5 acres.
There ain't gonna be much water there though.
And the thing that is, Martin, is if it were to transact and the permit would go through, then the person that, Asher Furniture, would have to then create wetlands somewhere else.
Well,
1.5 acres.
Yeah, I understand that, but to me, when you take wetlands from the Arcadia area and you,
They're not doing any good somewhere else.
right, they're not helping the city of Arcadia when you're doing wetlands, 100 miles from here.
In Chippewa County.
Right.
Well, I would point out that in the history of Ashley Furniture, actually, there was several examples where mitigation needed to take place. The larger ponds that are being admired back in that area were actually improved and developed by Ashley Furniture's earlier developments, and that's what created, artificially maintains the water level higher in those cells to promote the environment for the wildlife and things like that. So the true net impacts that we have as a part of the development, the way it's managed through the permitting process actually is a benefit, and they make an effort to make those benefits within the same region as where the impacts are. And we're really taking a look at a previous industrial device, a ridge and furrow sanitary sewage treatment system, and if we develop that portion, it gets mitigated, and the state determines where those mitigation dollars are spent, if they're in this immediate area or if they're in the region. And there's plenty of opportunities for those other improvements for the wetland in the area. One would look at the city's Myers Valley Creek reroute. Technically that had a wetland impact. You destroyed a certain length of the creek, and yet the rerouted creek, is it better or worse than the original creek? Significantly better. I mean, we just had the fisheries guy come and visit last week, took a look at it, and they're continuing to enhance and improve the features that were built into the new creek. Significantly better environment right in the same areas where the original creek was. The city got 0 credit for creating that creek, no credit for creating that wetland. You still had to go around and mitigate that 1.5 times and create additional wetlands elsewhere besides that. So the total net impact of that development is all positive. You took really a lousy quality stream that didn't have an ability to carry fish species beyond fathead minnows, various other things based on what the fisheries guy said, and what you created was the equivalent of a trout quality creek. Now, will it support trout in and of itself? No, you'd have to have further enhancements to do that, but this is part of the opportunity to make those changes and improvements.
Mike, when you guys mitigate property, I know there's a property to the south of your facility. Would it be possible for, say, either like Ashley or the Sportsman's Club or something like that to purchase that property and keep that mitigation for that dollars within the same watershed? Because I think just south of the track club, there's a farm that's for sale, and some of that is farmed. Could you mitigate that to be, and use that as your mitigation of 1.5 times?
One of Ashley's previous projects included the mitigation site near Ettrick, which is a few miles outside of town here. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember the total acres on it, Gary.
35.
35 acres. And Ashley Furniture's expended, it's getting up and flirting with $1 million here in the course of 10 years that we put into that site. And that's actually been held up as a good example by the state. They're actually bringing in tours and showing off what was done there as a part of the improvements. And that was an opportunity where there was a site available that could be, the rights to mitigate and improve that were purchased by Ashley Furniture, and then there was a program that was managed by a third-party firm to do that kind of mitigation. Now, that's a very costly thing to do, and it can be a very long time in getting that arranged. So there are other means that the state puts in place that you can put money into a mitigation bank, and then the state can determine where those monies go. Or Ashley Furniture could look at going into another venture such as that, but it's extraordinarily expensive.
I mean, I was just throwing it out there, 'cause you're looking at 3 acres of, mitigation.
If that opportunity were there, and if the state were to recognize it as an appropriate alternative, I think it would be considered for sure. But it's outside of Ashley Furniture's jurisdiction to make some of those determinations. So
what you're referring to, Rob, is called, under the wetland mitigation program, permittee responsible mitigation, where the person who gets the permit is responsible for going out and actually conducting the mitigation project. And like Mike mentioned, it's been found to be much more expensive than buying credits through a mitigation bank, or even the department's in lieu fee program, where you pay money to the Department of Natural Resources so they can do their own mitigation project.
I was just doing rough math in my head, and if you said it's $50 an acre, I mean, granted, you'd have the purchase of the property. What if you're looking at mitigating 3 acres, it's $150,000 or $30,000. You said $1 million for 35 acres over there.
And
I'm guessing that included the price, where this, you'd pay 3 acres if you had 30. Granted, it's not the purchase price, but if there's ever mitigation that needs to be done, you have a big enough property that you would have it at that point. That's why I brought it up.
And that's at the low end of the scale.
Right.
The 50,000 per acre. The in lieu fee program is about $76,000 per acre credit right now. And the way the Wisconsin mitigation program is set up is to address the issue that Marlis raised, which is if you replace the wetlands in the same watershed, it's a lower mitigation ratio that you have to meet. And if you go elsewhere, there's an uptick to it to 1.45 to 1 or 1.7 to 1 to replace those lost acres. So that program anticipates what you're talking about, Marlis. So I think the hope would be to have something close by, in part because it's at a less expense, because you need to buy fewer mitigation credits. There is the mitigation bank that we work with on the Myers Valley Creek project that might be interested in developing a farm like you're alluding to, Rob. And we can make them aware of that's for sale, because they might be interested in doing that, and possibly even selling the credits then to Ashley as part of this project. So.
Well, moving on, I'm gonna make a motion to sell that parcel to Ashley.
Motion by Feltes,
That's
is there
the
a second?
estimated rate.
Yes, right there.
Plus the survey cost.
I'll second.
Second by Mazak. Bob, did you have a question?
No, that's good.
Okay.
So what is the total cost with the appraisal and the assessed value?
$4,000.
It was 3,600 and 400
And 400, yeah.
appraisal.
A little shy from my 12.2.
Question, is there going to be any more need for any
Just
more
wait.
land? Oh, we'll wait till they're done.
You have a question?
Is there any
Mike?
more land that's going to be needed out in this area that Ashley is going to be coming to the city for? I mean,
Not that I know of.
We don't know of anything immediate. Would I rule that out
no.
forever? I can't do that, but right now,
Should be what you
this
need.
should be, this is everything that would be necessary to do this parking phase addition to support Plan 4.
Question, any other questions? Clerk will call the roll.
Feltes. Wojni.
Yes.
Mezek.
Yes.
Olsted.
No.
Slusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Appreciate that.
We'll go back to the old business, item 4D, discussion of possible action to award landfill hay bid.
Okay, you bet.
Raleigh, if you wanna take that.
There was no one that applied for it. So, at this point, it doesn't need to be mowed right now. I'm actually looking at a couple people to just come in and take it and not make nothing on it, but at least we don't have to go out there and cut it.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just
'cause
grass, right? It's just
it's
grass?
3 solid days, more likely 4, going into the 4th day to cut it all. And that's hours and time on our equipment that we can spend doing something else. So,
Refresh my memory, how many acres is it?
it's, I think that landfill is like 38.7 or something. And then you take the road and a little bit of area there. I always told people it's probably 34 acres. But if we don't have to cut it,
Right.
even if you give it to someone, tell them, have at it.
We're not responsible for anything if they get hurt.
No, if it gets to that, then we'd still go the same route that says, they'd get the slip that says you can't do this, you can't do that. You're responsible for any.
Just that no profit or.
Right. I mean, I was hoping, it's just the last couple of years have been really good hay years and guys don't need it, so.
Hay ain't worth nothing.
No, because there's so much of it, so.
Is there a problem with the hay there being that it's on a landfill, or people are gonna say, oh, this is contaminated or something like that?
No, that, I had, would we have 4 or 5 people looked into it, and they weren't scared of it, so.
Shouldn't be, I wouldn't
No.
think.
If
But,
it's growing, it's gotta be healthy. I would
Okay,
think.
I had a guy out there late last week, looked at it. He said he'd like to look at it in about 3 weeks to see if the undergrowth is coming more. So, as long as we keep getting rain, it should come, because Clarence Brzezinski and Sons out there, that year, they took a lot of stuff out of there. I think it was 57 or 67 round bales
really?
off that 30 acres.
So that's just grass, right? I mean, it's not,
Different
no
types of
alfalfa or
grasses. No.
anything like that? Okay. And you guys see, you can't seed anything, you can't work it at all, right? According to this thing here.
Correct. It's too bad, because if you could go out there and kill it and plant it now with alfalfa, then you get someone to come in, and then you could charge big money for it.
But alfalfa seed is expensive.
Well, I know,
And who's gonna plant it and all that sort of thing.
All right.
but I ain't
Just-
dealing with the
yeah.
DNR
We'll
anymore.
let them do it.
Do
huh?
what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Use your best judgment.
just use a sigh, you know.
Move on to item 8B, discussion of possible action on fireworks permit application for Gordy's Market from June 20th to July 9th. This is the same as what we've done previously.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Fetch, second by Slusher.
Yeah. Is it gonna be open like you said? So,
Fireworks are gonna be built.
probably all fireworks.
Is there any other questions? Clerk will call the roll.
Wojni.
Yes.
Mezek.
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes.
Slusher.
Yep.
Fetch.
Yes.
Feltes.
Yep.
Okay.
Motion carries. I'm guessing this next one should say from June 20th to July 30th?
Well, yeah, their actual application said May 20th, but it would be June, if it's approved tonight, it would be June 6th tomorrow.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
For Express Mart. Motion by Feltus, second by Fetch. Discussion. Clerk will call the roll.
Mezek.
Yes.
Olsted.
Yes.
Slusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yeah.
Feltes.
Yeah.
Wojni.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 8B, approval of a provisional building permit for Sabi Electric.
So So moved.
Second. Motion by Feltus, second by Mazak.
We've already started, right?
They have not started construction on the building
Not
yet.
construction,
They
but
prepared, their gravel work. My understanding is that it's a storage building, about 4,800 square feet. They do have the conditional approval from the state. The state would be responsible for inspecting it. So our normal process is, once they obtain the approval from the state and submitted the standard approved plans, council has generally went ahead and granted the provisional building permit.
Questions? Clerk will call the roll.
Holsted,
Yes.
Slusher,
Yes.
Fetch,
Yes.
Feltes,
Yep.
Wojni,
Yes.
Mezek.
Yes.
Motion carries. 8E, approval of pay request number 2, the amount of $21,208.75, Sam's Well Drilling.
So moved.
Motion by Feltus, is there a second?
Second.
By Mazak.
Is this within the amount that we're supposed to be paying, or budget, or whatever?
It is, this is actually a utility project, so you guys, but the contract's in the city's name, so we need you guys to approve it and the mayor to sign it, but the commission, it's for water, so they will approve it on Tuesday, and that's part of their budget.
Okay. all
On
right.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Part of their budget. They can't spend money.
Oh,
Oh, they can spend money, they can't borrow money.
That's what, borrow money.
okay. They can always spend.
Any questions?
They're good at it.
Tim's up to the state.
Clerk will call the roll.
Slusher,
Yes.
Fetch,
Yes.
Feltes,
Absolutely.
Wojni.
Yes.
Mezek.
Yes.
Holsted.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 8F, approval to engage Quarles and Brady as bond counsel for safe drinking water loan application,
So
law
moved.
number 7.
I so move, or I move to accept that.
Motion by Fetch, is there a second?
Second.
By Feltus. Any discussion? We all know what that's for, right? Clerk will call the roll.
Fetch,
Yes.
Feltes.
Yes.
Wojni.
Yes.
Mezek.
Yes.
Holsted.
Yes.
Slusher.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 8G, approval, new library bank account for building construction fund.
I so moved.
Motion by
Second.
Holsted, second by Feltus. Any questions?
Question?
Go ahead, I knew you had something.
You knew that, right? This building construction fund, this is just moving money that's already earmarked for construction
Correct.
to that.
And just rename
To a
it.
Just rename it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Clerk will call the
okay.
roll.
Can I ask?
What's in that account? I do not know off the top of my head. The exact,
You know what, it's in a few different places, so Jenny and I'll.
We can send
library
something
will
out.
Make sure that we get that updated,
We
and
can
then
send
I'll let you
something
know.
So people know.
Yeah.
Feltes.
Yep.
Wojni.
Yes.
Mezek.
Yes.
Holsted.
Yes.
Slusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yeah.
motion carries. Item 8H, appointment of joint review board members. I would like to appoint Marlis Kolstead as a member of the council, and Matt Hughes has previously served and is willing to do it again. Joint review board works with TIF districts and the other taxing agencies. Meet typically once a year, for sure.
Yes, and this is a new requirement to meet.
So I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Oh, thanks, guys.
As long as it wasn't them, imagine how quick the other side of the table lit up. Motion by Slusher, is there a second?
Second.
By Fetch. It's amazing how quick that happens when it's not them opening.
I was wondering about
We love you.
that. Yes.
Thanks.
The clerk will call the roll.
Wojni.
Yes.
Mezek.
Yes.
Holsted.
Abstain.
Slusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yes.
Feltes.
Absolutely.
Put your foot down on that one, didn't you?
I knew that was gonna be absolutely.
Item 8I, discussion of possible action on commercial property and equipment breakdown insurance through Chubb Insurance.
So, yeah, if you remember last year, we RFP'd for our insurance, services, and Chubb Insurance won our property insurance and equipment breakdown coverage. So for last year, the payment of $39,732 insurance and equipment breakdown. Throughout the year, they found out that they actually misquoted us, and that $39,000 was only actually for the property insurance, and equipment was more than that. And since that time, they have inspected our equipment, and been on site, and have updated the property insurance, list of equipment that we do own. There's some changes that they'd like to make in addition to the cost increase, and those include
Where are they out of, Rob?
Chubb?
Yeah.
I think somewhere on the East Coast, they're like one of the largest writers of insurance.
I'm not sure.
Although
I-
Tricor is
Tricor is
our
out.
Is it
agent out of,
26,285?
Hold on. That's the difference.
Oh, the difference,
That's
okay.
the difference between
Kind
this
of like-
year and this year.
Okay.
What's an increase of
Pretty sure
26
Chubb is out of
26,000
Boston or something.
Correct.
to cover everything that's
To cover-
supposed to be covered?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
And that is significant, that's a significant number. So, if you compare it to some of the bids that we received, covering property insurance and covering, equipment breakdown from last year's, RFP process, they were right around 48 to 50,000, which is significantly less than this. But when we RFP, we did go off the list that we had from the, local government property insurance, with the state that we had previously. And so the coverage that we're being quoted here has been updated since the inspection. And I don't know when last we had an inspection from, the local government property insurance fund. That being said, now that we do have an updated list, my recommendation, and since we have such a short notice here, is to request for, partial payments. So 2 payments, go to the end of the year and be able to seek, different quotes, for property insurance. To make sure that we're getting the best value for our coverage. I know we're maybe changing carriers again within less than 2 years, but, I think it's worth doing the due diligence behind it.
Well, we really have no choice right now.
Well,
I mean, as far as,
we do, I mean, we could choose to decline it and then, find coverage before June 11th.
Oh.
okay. Gotcha.
Might be a little
Take a
tight.
couple days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this will fix it short term and then there'll be time later to.
Correct.
Okay,
To reissue it,
Right.
put it out for RFP and do more research.
okay.
So next year, the budget would, well, depending on, that, you say after the first of the year, we might check around and see.
Yeah, so the plan would be to, whether it's a formal RFP process or just asking for quotes. The insurance business, as far as getting quotes from particular, carriers, they have to be an agent of record. So there's only so many insurance companies out there that can request for quotes. But we'll have to navigate through that.
So I see it's 66,000 now, I mean, but.
Currently, what we're paying is $39,732 for the June 16th through June 17th. The coverage moving forward from June 17th to June 18th is $37,534 for just the equipment. For just the property insurance, and then with equipment breakdown, the total amount is $66,017.
So do we have to pay that? You said you're gonna pay this $26,000 increase in two things, or we
Yeah.
gotta pay this right away?
So the request that we would make would be to pay it from now till the end of the year, and then be able to make a second payment, after.
In 18.
In 18.
Part of that $26,000 increase.
Correct, the total number of $66,017.
Right. So you got it under control.
Part of what Bill and I had talked about too is getting, our insurance renews at a very strange time of year, June 11th. If we go till the end of the year and we look at carriers, you know, September, October, and we can get a price and a bid and make that decision, then we can get on a calendar year renewal, so we're not renewing in the middle. It's really hard to budget and then have an increase in the middle of the year. And then figure out, okay, where are we gonna take that?
So, and also to add that, because the utility commission does pay for portions of property and equipment breakdown policy, we do have to get it approved by that board also.
So you have a motion or
I do not believe we have a motion.
I move to accept the,
Motion by Fetch.
right, approve the commercial equipment breakdown insurance to the end of 2017 and obtain new quotes for the 2018 fiscal year.
Is there a second?
Second.
By Mather. Any other questions?
That 26,000 you're talking about, you just said the utility commission. So,
Out of our insurance payment, general fund pays for a portion of it.
right,
Utility commission pays for a portion of it.
For their buildings, their equipment,
right.
all that, yes.
So the increase of 26,000 isn't all on
necessarily
the general fund.
No,
Correct. Correct, but
that's just the total.
that's the total, but that's still significant, even if you split
Right,
it.
you know what the
it's
split
almost
is?
Twice. I don't know what the
I
split
can
is.
go look for it, or I can let you know tomorrow.
You know, cause it's not all 20, I mean, it's not like if you're gonna split the payment in two, it's not like the city council's gotta come up with 13,000.
Correct.
No, they
You know,
have,
if they're
I
only
would imagine they have,
50%,
yeah, they have,
Well, then they gotta come up with 7,500.
I'd imagine their equipment
Or
is more,
Right, I mean, they have
$6,500.
significantly more.
And we should look too, if we have a new statement of values, usually, you know, will that change the split? We should take a look at that.
I'm thinking we're gonna be higher than they are with equipment. If that's like just mobile equipment,
It covers, yeah,
I mean, they must pay an astronomical amount for building or building insurance
yeah.
with the wells and all the, I mean,
Yeah,
what's the
right.
Kim's
With the
building worth down
turbines
there?
Right.
Millions,
And another one.
yeah. Just a
Yeah,
question I had.
all of that's included, well, either in the property insurance, or the equipment breakdown, so we'll take what.
Well, I just wanted to make that point that we're not responsible for all 26,000 of it. Or I wanted to make sure I understood
Well,
that.
I mean, we all are in essence, it's
Well,
just different. Comes
right.
out of a different pot, it's still the city, but you're exactly right, it's
Right.
not as big of a hit on the general fund. Any other discussion? Clerk will call the roll.
Mason,
Yes.
Colston.
Yes.
Slusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yes,
Feltes.
Yeah.
Wojni.
Yes.
Motion carries.
I think we did J.
Item 8K, discussion regarding community center needs study committee. We met probably a month ago with the school board. And they have a study committee going with their group, and we should do the same thing.
I'll nominate Marlis.
I'll second that.
That's third, is it?
Make a motion with Kathleen.
You beat me, I was gonna appoint those three guys across the table.
Go ahead, Bill.
So there actually should be two needs studies, there should be a community center one and a library one. I don't know if the library board has talked about it yet, but I know that there's been some work that has been done.
We had a library meeting actually the night of that,
Okay.
joint meeting, so I wasn't
Okay.
at that one, I don't know.
So, I mean, I guess,
What's the feeling of the council? I mean, you know, we need, obviously, community members. How many do we want? Obviously, you get too many people, it's not, doesn't get real good, but we need some, you know, I think Alva should be part of it. She obviously manages the facility, She knows what's out there. And our needs, like we said that night, are gonna be completely different than the school's needs.
Yeah, I thought they were really, they had really accomplished a lot by going ahead with their plans and, the committees and, the comment that they're looking into what they need, they're not waiting for money until they do it. I thought that made a lot of sense.
Right.
I think so too, that we gotta define, I mean, we went round and round and round and round, and basically what came out of that, they have to decide what their needs are, we gotta decide what our needs are, and then we get together and then we try to formulate a plan. But, and I said something about a carrot. I mean, I think this money out there, I don't know, it could cause us to be working together, or it could divide us. It's just like in church a few years ago, we got a bunch of money and all kinds of people had different ideas on what to do with it. But I think what we have to decide is what our needs are. I mean, do we need this facility for the city community building? And do we need it with the school district? That kind of scares me a little bit, to put it up there. Is this money available to be used for in separate fashion so that the city can use it and then use it where they want to? Or does it have to be up by the school to do that? I mean, that has to be addressed in this committee, or what it is, what we would need, I would think.
I think that the proper way to do it is not even to think about the money at this point.
Right.
Is to just go ahead and think about what do we need as a community library and community center, whether it's up there or whether it's separate. What are the numbers? What do the numbers show? You know, and what is the participation? We talked about the basketball league tonight. You know, they expect 300 to 400 people. Is that something that's consistent and need a place? Because I sure as heck would prefer them to be in the building in a secure area than maybe in the parks if they're running a league. You know, and then that could occupy space and that could pay fees. But you know, those questions. What else is going out there in the community that maybe we don't know of yet?
Well, and you know, the school has the indoor soccer all summer or winter long. You know, we don't see that as a burden on our stuff because we're not using our facilities. But is there a need that could help pay for something else?
I guess my recommendation would be if tonight we could come up with a steering committee. You know, so you know, maybe a few members from the board here have I can be included if you'd like me to be, and then a few people from the community that we know are invested in both the library and the community center, and to really let them go and create or recruit the committee members, how many they feel is effective or efficient, and then bring that all back to council for review.
When would we meet?
That would be up to discussion on, to the steering committee. Are you volunteering to be on the steering?
That's what it sounded like to me. Thanks, Kevin.
Then you can choose a time.
If it'd be a decent time, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, the time would be,
You know,
would
I'm
be.
on the park rec board,
Right.
so.
Well,
I mean,
really,
it'd be
you know,
appropriate.
Jenny and Eva are perfect people to help, because they know who uses those facilities the most, and who's,
Yeah. Maybe we
who's
should get Eva.
really, you know, yeah. But I mean, Eva also knows, you know, parents or members of the public,
That,
Right.
you know, that are into this, you know, it's,
mhm.
say I'm a little bit more removed from that, but I'm not at the park and rec department like I was 5 years ago or 7 years ago.
You should be. You should be coaching balls.
I think it's important to involve, not just us, but like you say, other people from the community, from the Latino group that was
What
here.
about a guy like Luis Cruz?
Yeah, well, that
Yeah,
poor guy is,
Oh, I know, he's
But
doing.
you know what, he can get somebody.
right, to do that. But the thing is, to be involved, you know, like Adriano or perhaps.
Mateo at the store, because he's been in town the longest and he knows it.
Well, like I said, it's gonna be hard if we sit here and we try to pick out names and
No,
people.
yeah,
I think the best thing to do is to pick, you know, whoever you want to represent the steering committee on this board. They go out, they bring back a plan of action to the council as a report, and we move forward. Otherwise, we're gonna be here all night talking about who may or may not.
If you, Eva,
You got two right here.
Kevin,
I volunteer.
and Todd can kind of develop something like that.
And Jenny, you can put on that.
Jenny, yeah, sorry.
Kevin,
And if she wants another person from that committee, you know,
Well, I'm
from
on
the library.
I'm on the
Okay.
library.
Okay.
I think.
So, to start out with Eva, myself, Todd, Jenny, Kevin.
Yeah.
That's probably too
And maybe a
much.
member of the, you know, of what she, if she thinks that she needs
Of the
somebody
board.
from the library board, or her, or a member of the library board.
And see
You
if
know, cause they know how, who utilizes that.
And Eva
facility.
would be, Elva could be a good one on that committee because she can speak to tongue.
Yep.
See,
Okay.
yeah.
Awful time.
That's one
You
word.
said you didn't speak Spanish.
Well. See, amigo?
We'll
No
set that,
comfort.
we'll set that up and then we'll meet,
Yeah, no comfort.
we'll talk about a time to meet and we'll meet, have a conference about meeting times, a plan of action. Bring that back to council and then move forward.
We seem to think about, we're always looking at rec here, or, and library, but there's other issues too, when we talk about that in the steering committee. But, you know, we need these kind of facilities or.
Well, and the good thing is that I think on a micro level, this can serve as an example, you know, for the community or the municipal center later on down the line, so. Get more people involved in covering work.
Yep. Takes time.
Flood prevention is more important.
We don't need a motion on this one?
No.
Flood prevention.
Well, that's
Hell.
part of our, that isn't people.
I'll hold you to it.
It should be.
Discussion and possible actions on AED purchases. If you read in your packet, the school district,
Is there one in
pretty
here?
decent prices on,
That's an AED up there.
on some AEDs, we have them placed strategically around the city.
Where in the utility building down there, now for instance, we have our meetings down there. We should have an AED in that room. You know,
We
in
should have
case-
one at the fire station, we don't.
What?
That's great.
You should share that price with them, Joe.
Yeah.
Well, let me go make a phone call. See if he'd be
I will tell you, if we
interested.
have a meeting, we could certainly take this with us. They don't rent out that room very often. You know, they don't rent it out at all anymore, the 401 West Main. Except for, you know, we use it for elections and then
Yeah.
when the council meets.
But we got scouts upstairs too.
So where is it located?
We're there,
I think it's in their
You'd have
office
to
area.
ask Tim.
I'd ask Tim, but
Yeah.
it's in that one.
maybe they would pay for one. I don't know. But I think we need one in that room down there.
Well, and I'm sure they've paid for one, so that's what they're thinking. It's in their facility.
Oh, okay.
But the question is, I mean, do we want, and at what cost? There's no $876 per unit.
I think that's pretty cheap.
It's not budgeted.
It's not budgeted,
I thought that.
Yeah.
was-
but I'm just,
I thought it was high myself.
I wouldn't,
When I was at school, we got them donated, I believe.
Yeah.
I think the Lions Club bought them.
I think so too. Thank you.
What happens if you need one and you don't have one? What kind of a price do you put on that?
Yeah, we use CPR,
That's, yeah, I know, but that only goes so far sometimes.
and that's a very low percentage.
Right.
And who knows the
Those things
procedure
are the-
and where's,
your
who's gonna
best
get there to
bet.
get that procedure started.
Do we know how long this price is good for?
and how
Well,
many are we?
I would think that if we're gonna act on it, we would need to do it soon. Bruce didn't give me a deadline or a time, but one option to consider is, I don't think the scouts use the building much in the summer.
Correct, yeah.
I know up at the park, Eva's got one at the rec center that she moves to the aquatic center, but there's a lot of people that utilize the ball fields, that if we purchased one that we could share between the ball fields and the senior citizens building,
Mhm.
you know, then we could, you know, it would have a home year round, but it could be used.
Yeah, cause you wouldn't need it in the ball field.
Yeah, as long as we remember to do it. You know, to make the change, you see what I'm saying?
What was the cost of it?
Less than
$807.
$100. 876?
Yep, 876.
96.
Maybe a Lions Club
Do you think the Lions Club would be willing to do it again, Bob?
I don't know.
Maybe a couple of them, one for the school, one for the city?
Is there one in the Lions Pavilion?
No.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know.
They should have one during this, oh my golly, that's, I would think that'd be a good place to have one.
You know, with broiler days being done, now might, if we made a few dollars, now would be the time to ask. You know,
Right.
Earlier in the year, we were not in the situation, but
No, you just gotta be first on the list after you got some money in the checkbook, is what you're saying, Bob?
Yeah.
well, and you know, depending on how the bottom line comes out.
Gary Rendell is the president now, right?
Right, he's it for another year, yeah.
So contact him and
You got a
Get
good
it on
year
the
this year too,
agenda.
right? I mean, it was a
Well,
good,
we hope.
Fire department will
You know,
take
at least
one.
we made a few dollars, hopefully.
They'll pay for it?
Yep, we will pay for it.
for which one in the fire department?
There's
Fire
committee,
department will
committee
pay for
money
one.
there.
So can you increase that to 2?
Yeah, well, we haven't even,
Well, no, I mean,
You're
you're,
bidding.
you're buying one for the city too, or you just want, the fire department wants
The
one?
fire, we don't have one at the fire station. We might as well jump on this too and get one.
I will let Bruce know that.
and how many, again, it's not a budgeted item, and I understand that,
What's the life worth?
because that's,
Yeah.
it was said
We
earlier,
just
and
went
I
through that.
understand that. I'm just saying, how many do we want and what can we share between facilities? Angela brought up a good point. There can be one at the park, and then at the end of the year can go down to the Senior Citizen Center.
Because we don't meet down there as far as the council either much in the summertime either, so.
And if we're going to meet down there, we can.
Does she have one at the rec center
Take
now?
that one along with
She has
it.
one at the
That
rec
she
center,
takes.
and
It
then in
goes to the
the
pool in
summertime,
the
she
summer.
takes it to the pool.
That's crazy.
Well,
That's,
Well, because the pool really, I mean, the rec center should really have one all the time.
right.
exactly, that's
Right.
what I was
Pool could
gonna
be
say.
shared.
She needs one at the pool and one at the rec center. And we need one in the utility building.
Does Tim have any down there, I wonder? Done his office or?
Not that I'm aware of.
He's got one in his building,
Got one, but I don't know where it is.
but you
or if it's
don't
in
have
the-
access to his building when you're in the front part.
That's true.
Because he doesn't want just anybody running around flipping switches back there.
Why not?
'Cause that would cause him a lot of grief.
Our street
Either that or you might light up and smoke.
At the street department. Need one? Don't need one.
Do you have one up there?
Between you and Scry, you could share one.
Well, I'll say it. How much time do we spend in the building in the summertime? When the weather's decent, we're never there. The only time we're in that building is in the wintertime.
Or inclement weather.
Yeah. So, maybe, just maybe, if you wanted to just flop one around,
Sure.
the one that's at the ball fields would be a good one to go by us the rest of the year.
You know, I just don't like the idea of
Sharing.
sharing them because it's so easy to think you've taken it or they could almost get lost.
Or if people forget.
Right, I mean, right, it could accidentally just not
We can leave
be
it
there.
Yep.
And-
But I've seen vehicles that say on there.
There's always somebody in the water department though, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. For us, there's one right, I mean, 50 feet away, right inside the door. So
The water.
Does Gary have
department?
one?
Gary's got one right inside the door.
Well, then they don't need one.
Oh, he
there,
has
but
one?
if-
No,
Yeah, we don't really, I don't wanna sound like a negative person, but we don't really need one because we got one right there. I mean, it's from here to the center line and back, and you got it.
That should suffice.
Yeah.
Right, because only if you start doing that, that you need one in every building, well then.
right, so, but, okay, so then we're getting, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Ken. You know, we're hoping to get these in these buildings, but then we need to make sure that we have some type of training.
Let's
Oh,
talk
yes.
and see who would like one and see what we can do.
I believe
Do they do that when they do their
Paulette
safety?
Hester
Yes.
is the person that does the training on, Paulette or Burns does the training on them.
But through the
No.
MEUW.
We do it once a year.
MEUW probably does it through their safety training.
And we have both options, Bridget Breska from Arcadia Ambulance or Deb Slavy, or MEUW is also doing it. You know, we do have staff members that, at every location that have, you know, all the utilities in the street department are required to do it. And then we have a fair amount of staff members here at the library. And Ella, are, you know, we have to be recertified every 2 years.
That's CPR, right, and AED.
Well, and-
So
and
that's
it's
part
all
of
the
the-
same training. Yeah, the
Part of the
coroner's
same
office
thing.
does it too.
Oh.
Corners up?
That's
how ironic.
for us.
Yeah, how ironic, that's right.
When?
Yeah.
And the nice thing
I'm
is,
just
if
telling
you
ya.
notice, they
Pardon?
maintain them for us. They don't charge us to do that. We only have to pay for the cost of the pads or the cost of the equipment that they change out, cause those things have a shelf life on them. And they're good at looking them over for us. Terry, how long would it take if we made a request of Lions Club to hear back?
Our next meeting would be the 3rd Tuesday.
Yeah, so that'd be,
Coming.
2 weeks.
so that'd be
20th.
6, 13, 20, 20th.
Maybe we should check with the school to see when this is good for.
Well, and if we're still thinking of purchasing 2, is what I heard, right here. You know, something that we can purchase and still ask, maybe they don't give us a full donation, but they donate 1, or, you know.
Right,
They might defray the cost, or
reimburse.
reimburse.
Where would you two go?
Well, that's what I was hearing was down at the
But senior citizen.
senior citizen building, and then at the park. That's what I was hearing,
Mhm.
but unless I was not hearing correctly.
Right, cause we don't want Eva shuffling that one back, having to shuffle that one back and forth.
There's one at the library?
Yes.
Plus the fire department wanted one.
Yeah, plus, I'm just talking city.
Yeah,
The
we'll
city.
pay for our own.
The city only is what I was.
Our committee will buy that. Use our chicken fry money.
I'm just saying, maybe talk to Tim. Maybe he could place his somewhere where it would be accessible in that building.
And I will just say that, if you need one at the ball field, the distance between the ball field and the aquatic center is a fair distance if you're needing to use an AED.
Let's do it.
So I still haven't heard a number. So if we can remove, but if we move Tim, we don't need one down there.
Well, I'd talk to Tim first, maybe he can move it somewhere where it's accessible. Make a decision after we talk to Tim? See how long this deal is good for?
Well, utility meeting is Wednesday.
Well, you can
so
make a motion that it's, you know, we're gonna purchase up to 2, and it can always be lowered. If Tim moves this thing, we can just only buy 1.
No,
Well,
we need
So
3
do you
if
not want the rec center, you don't want the one at the rec center going to the aquatic center?
I think they should have one down there all the time, because they
Yeah,
still play
keep those set-
volleyball and basketball, and there's people that walk down there.
Okay,
Summertime.
so then the 2
Exercise.
would go, we'd have one at the pool and one at the ball fields.
Mm-hmm.
So then we need to talk up to 3 if Tim can't move his, right?
Right.
Considering that this is an unbudgeted item, I would imagine that it's coming out of the department's budget, right, and it's under $1,000, so we can most likely deal with this administratively. You can give us a number, how many do you think and where, and then we'll just look at where we can fit it in our budgets.
Make a motion that we get 3.
Second.
Motion by me, second by Fetch. And then you can work, Angela knows that the fire department wants one.
Maybe you can get a better deal if you're buying 4 of these.
Well, that's a pretty good deal, but I can ask.
Well, let's negotiate.
I thought the ones we got at church were like $1,200 or something like that.
You want me to come down tomorrow? I'll negotiate with him.
I will call Bruce and see what I can do.
Hmm?
I'll call Bruce and see what I can do.
Not until he gets back.
I mean, he got this price from somebody else, it's not like
Well,
Bruce
we
is
need
making a
right
profit on
about
it
the
or
time of
whatever,
our
but.
meeting.
Oh, okay, okay.
Maybe an email, Terry, would be, to get it on the agenda.
Yeah, why don't you? I would, but I
The
can't.
ones we have, up to date, have.
I know Evans has just changed out, I can check, I'll have Bridget stop by and check hers.
I don't know how it's done here, but when they come through and check ours, if it's something that's done, either they take it and it's out of service and give you a different one, or yours is good. And like a fire extinguisher, when they go around and check, they don't really let you without one. There's a motion and a second, is there any questions?
Who's the Bruce?
Oh, they were talking about the Lions. Oh, Bruce Schweitzel, because the school is actually,
Director?
well, they're,
Athletic department.
yeah, they're the ones that got the best, better price and opened it up to us to see
Oh,
if we
I see.
needed some.
I
So,
guess I didn't know
clerk will call the roll.
Olson.
Yes.
Fleischer.
Yes.
Fetch.
Yes.
Feltes.
Absolutely.
Wojni.
Yes.
Mezek.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 8M, City Hall copier upgrades. Angela, do you wanna take this?
I can.
Can I-
Obviously, the copier needs to be upgraded. You see the cost in front of you is split 50-50.
This is just something, this copier has been out of service a little bit more often as it's getting older. I didn't realize until he looked it up that we've had this copier in service since 2010. I did tell him that we hadn't budgeted for a copier replacement this year. The price that he gave us was a lease price, and I said, well, if we didn't lease it and we purchased it, the lease payment was $95.40. If you backed it out and we just paid cash for it, it would be $7,989. We've been customers of theirs for a long time. They do a very nice job servicing our equipment. They are willing to, if we upgrade our copier, our actual monthly service cost goes down about $156 per month. And then we would get an invoice in January of 2018, of which the city's portion would be
Roughly
about $4,000.
Costs us $445 a month to operate it now, and it'd be $289 if we upgraded.
Yes, and that is,
So moved.
split,
Yeah,
split
second.
utilities.
Motion by Feltes, second by
The
Schlechter.
girls are happy, we're all happy. Give me there.
Event.
Any questions?
That one?
And then we're happy.
Clerk will call the roll. Did you get?
Slusher.
Yep.
Fetch.
Yes.
Feltes.
Yep.
Wojni.
Yes.
Mezek.
Yes.
Holstead.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 9A, approval of bills in the general account, the amount of $257,541.71.
So moved.
Motion by Fetch, is there a second?
Second
By Feltes.
question. $440 for portables? That get billed back to the Lions Club, or is that our?
That's ours.
Okay.
Harbor of the Day.
And,
For burglar days.
I will tell you, Joe, that, that's what we got this year. They had, we raised $160, we had 8 campers. So I think an argument could be made that we could go down to 1 portable next year and, maybe one portable and 1 hand washing station. Because, when you have that $440 with the $200 camping permit fee for the weekend, it's about $600 and we only net at $160.
That's what I was, because that's what I put in my bike and it's expensive.
So that portable was up in the park in the camping area in that far area?
Yes, and we didn't, it's hard to know from year to year. Actually, I think something that may have hurt camping this year was they changed the ball tournament to be Friday, Saturday. It wasn't all weekend long. So it's kind of you do your best guesstimate off of what we did last year, and that's what we had ordered, but it was.
And not every team plays on Friday night.
And there are some teams too that will stay in the local hotels as well. It's nice to have an option, Joe, at the end of the day, it wasn't expense, it wasn't revenue producing, but we also didn't have people out drinking and driving, hopefully.
Just a handful.
Yeah.
That's what the teeth said, right?
So you had 4 of them up in that area, the camping area?
We did, we had four and a hand washing station, which obviously now that we know how many campers we had was a little
I would think
overkill,
it
but
maybe
we didn't know that.
The county ordinance requires that you have them within a certain distance of each tent though, too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, really?
The washing station and I think the porta potty. So.
If you have a campground.
Right, and if next year, they go back to a Friday, Saturday, Sunday softball schedule, something to be aware of that.
The library there.
That's right.
I had mobile home parking permit fees due to the school, Arcadia School District. What was?
That's an income tax that we collect here, and we have to give it to the school district.
Our
portion
mobile
of it,
homes pay like a monthly permit
Oh,
fee instead
okay,
of taxes,
okay.
and then the school
I was
district
just thinking
gets
of broiler
like
days, huh?
46%
Oh.
of that.
Okay.
Ziegler Landscaping, Washington Court gazebo plans. They come out of the city, or is that?
That's
out
what
of the-
It comes out of the Washington Court.
Yeah.
Okay.
Continental Research Corp., $216.29 for 12 cans of lubricant. That's like $18 a can.
They're big cans, Joe.
It's really good lubricant.
It's really good stuff too.
Yep.
If you need it, fine. I seen that and just like,
They aren't your average.
okay, well,
Marlis?
if I don't ask, I don't know.
What we use it for is on the snow plows, on the slides.
You need it, get
Well, I'm
it,
just-
simple as that.
Just explaining.
Marlis?
For the Mayo Clinic, $250, is that, for like an employee assistance program?
Nope, that was for pre-employment, screening, so we had some officers that will be working actually for the arts, and they go through a pre-employment drug screen and physical, and then, we have random drug screening for our employees. So we do have an employee assistance program, I don't think that expense is on this list.
Okay. I was just wondering if it's the same thing, and then just out of curiosity, what is a bleacher plaque from Tulips and Treasures?
I have no idea.
Is
It's,
that for the Lions Club donation?
the Lions
For the
Club
bleachers?
donated 2 sets of bleachers last year. I think the
Okay.
donation was almost $13,000.
Oh,
And
okay, so-
I don't know who come up with the idea, but Eva got a couple plaques, I went and mounted them. If you
Okay.
wanna look there in the backside of them big bleachers, just a small plaque that says donated by Lions Club 2000.
I was just,
Yeah,
what's a bleacher plaque?
Then my favorite company, Davey Engineering, Myers Valley Creek. When are we ever gonna be done with that? I thought,
I saw that too.
I believe should be a final bill coming up soon, at least for the construction portion of it. We're consistently in contact with Davey to make sure that we're still on track as far as engineering fees. I know that there was some work that needed to be done this year in regards to erosion on, and the grading on top of the hill.
so then they made some.
So that, without seeing the actual invoice, I'm assuming that that's what it's covering.
Yes, I agree with you, Joe.
hmm?
I said I agree with you.
Well,
What's the 395 sand mining situation, is it the kind of, that's for KKV with the
Second page.
second.
That
page.
was maybe a poor description to put on there. I should call, cause that's kind of gone, now. I don't know, we have to split that out separately.
Was that,
But some of,
related to the questions on the operator at the Thompson Valley
Yeah,
site
that's,
and the change in the operator? I think that's what that was related to.
that's a minimal fee for, come on, like, both.
Yeah, I think so, certified copy.
Yep, there is a motion in a
Yeah.
second. Any other questions?
$30 a piece for recording fees.
Clerk will call the roll.
Fetch,
Yes.
Feltes,
Yeah,
Wojni.
Yes.
Mazik.
Yes.
Olsted. Fletcher.
Yes.
Motion carries. There's an expenditure report in your packet.
That's the credit card thingy?
No.
But- Oh, that whole thing.
The
Oh, yeah,
expenditure
yeah.
report is rated by department in comparison to budgets. If you have any questions, feel free to contact myself or Andrew.
Mhm. So we're at almost 50% for the year, huh?
Item 10A, discussion of possible action on operator licenses.
We have no operator licenses for approval tonight.
Future agenda items. Mr. Fletcher?
Nothing right now.
Mr. Fetch?
Kind of the same thing, I don't know if Raul's been able to talk to this fellow over here about a groomer. So
If we
some,
can get off unemployment, get back to work, we can get moving on
is that how we gotta do it?
I'm leaving the country, I'm going on vacation, okay? I got a business meeting
Vacation
up
from
north.
See, they call me the man of labor and he's the man of leisure.
Is that how they do it?
Yeah.
And then the second thing is the bike lane thingy, that we're working on.
We don't have a tractor to pull it anyways.
Bike lane thing.
Not yet.
Technical term.
Is that technical
Not
or is
yet.
that Norwegian?
That's.
That sounds Norwegian.
That's Ufta, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'd like to see what it would cost us to have sheet piling driven from the river bridge to the Ashley Maintenance Shop. I have to have somebody get an estimate on that.
What were you talking about?
And what
For-
was that, Jim?
Drive sheet piling from the river bridge down, 'cause that, if it's gonna flood, that's where it's gonna flood on that dike.
Oh, right by Ashley Way?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Going on Ashley.
What are you talking about, the sheet, is
On
some
one
pile
side or-
driving here?
On one side or on both sides?
One side.
Did you see how it flooded over this year, with that whole parking lot back there?
Mm-hmm.
You did flood over it?
Oh, yeah, it was, you couldn't get through, there was a lake back there.
Into what parking, Kevin?
When you
South
go-
side of past Gary
you go
Bosch's.
into Gary Butch's shop there and how the trucks turn out to the right there.
Raleigh had a comment.
That was, it goes over there every.
Yeah.
Raleigh?
Trailers.
Diana's brother actually works for this Brennan Corporation there on French Island.
Oh.
And they do a lot of that kind of work. And I've been in contact with him, and when he gets a chance, he's gonna stop, and I'm gonna take him for a tour. And he can kind of give us a, you know, it's gonna be a rough estimate because they do soil borings and the whole 9 yards of that. But
And that would also work on Oak Street, or from Oak Street to behind your house, Rob.
Yeah, they put the,
Behind the school, or behind the
Well, that,
middle school?
where it floods there too in Turton Creek.
because that road has actually been raised, you know, whatever it was, probably
Yeah, the road is raised,
6
but
years ago.
the dike behind your house and the rest of them houses
Is not.
is not, so.
Is this part of the Corps of Engineer thing, or?
Just
well,
a
that
suggestion.
question came up,
Well, it
right,
could
Bill?
be, I mean, a couple of ways that you can go about this is, you know, can we,
Well, we should really put this on that next meeting.
Yeah.
Instead of discussing it.
we can have it part of the core project or not.
Maybe, I'll ask Diana to maybe expedite the process with her brother. He could stop and I can maybe have some info for you.
I'd like to know what it's gonna cost so we can start budgeting for some of this.
Sure. Bob?
I've got two things and I'd like to talk to you after the meeting about.
Okay.
But
Nothing new.
Motion to adjourn?
No. Just about upcoming meetings, we have joint board of review, which Marlis graciously accepted on June 14th.
5 o'clock.
At 5 o'clock, city council meeting, 5:30, and the 19th, we will have no city council meeting the 3rd. Just,
Put it on the 6th, huh?
yeah, we're gonna move it to the 6th, and Angela and I said if, just because we have some projects, there might be some pay requests that have to be done, that hold off that long, but if we don't get much, the 6th may be canceled as well, but we just have it tentatively scheduled.
Man,
Done? Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Motion by Mazak, second by Fetch, call the roll.
Feltes,
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Mazak.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Flusher.
Yes.
Fetch.
I noticed on the hydrant.
Motion carries, we stand adjourned.
That she's 4 o'clock on the
Supposed to
calendar.
be 3.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
For what date?
Bill? Oh, I'm sorry. Our housing meeting, we had moved up to 3 and it's come across
River Street Bridge.
as 4. So I'm
Main
just wondering,
Street
is it
Bridge.
at 3?
I would think so.
I think that's better.
And well, here comes to here, where
Doesn't
pump
matter to
station
me.
is, and the pipe comes out here.
Unless I signed up for something so fast.
It's all built up with sediment here.
Oh, that's about a housing, it's 4 o'clock on
Sitting
the
there somebody
calendar.
from the school board.
And
I'm gonna
that
put
goes
3
over here, and then it cuts back, and then it comes in here. What happened,
You know,
when we had the gate shut, and the high water was,
something like this.
all all that sand that come down the river, it would fill this hole right in. Going to the end of that lane. Last Sunday, it rained in the afternoon, I come across the River Street Bridge and there's a little guy standing in the road down there.
Okay, can we talk about
Joint
that,
review
but
board.
I will make sure.
And I'm like, what the hell, the gate's open.
So that,
That pipe was plugged.
So
that's
that
not gonna be that
our
bad.
housing
So,
meeting will be.
that's
are
like
you
doing
like
one
originally
Yeah,
said?
I put it on my,
Yeah, everything.
And, you know, this is underground, of course. We bring the loader
If you
in there,
guys
I'm
to
gonna,
sign this,
it's all,
this
get
is
it
the library,
flush
all
with the
those
back
are
of the
signers.
bridge.
So
Where
we
the
need
pipe
two
is
members
here,
that are not
and
signers
here.
to see if the council approves
So
this.
we remove this part.
Well, I probably shouldn't sign it because
And
I'm
then
on
we're
the
gonna
library
rip
board.
But you can.
If I can?
Yeah, if
Oh,
you're a
okay.
council member.
Around that
So
pipe.
just sign here?
Yeah, I wouldn't ask you if you were actually a signer. Yeah, you
little
can
wind
sign.
damage.
Either
Okay.
one of those red stars. If you're
Well,
comfortable with
I
it.
that's
think
fine,
the
I
biggest
just-
problem is that the sediment has grown here over the years. I think if we,
for right now, we're gonna
I just wanna make that a
Street
straight shot,
meeting
so
at
when that water comes through there, it goes whistling right on my. I filled that round container up right to the top with water and
And
it
then
would not
this
push
is
that
the
sand out.
resolution that Baker.
I went down there with a shovel and started digging. As soon as it came a little bit, then
Thank you, Bob.
then we took that water truck. We put a 15-inch plastic culvert in that cover.
Yeah.
Back the truck up and put it right around that big dump and dumped 35 minutes. And then that flushed it all out.
Yeah, I
So it's clear now, but that's what my project is for tomorrow morning. But this thing takes some time, that one below there, that's the big one. Even like my rock, if you did behind my mom's house, you'd only have to go down to about the mill that's used to live. And then the dike is big enough, you could actually just build a dike up along there.
we're gonna get it painted.
And then when you get on Rob's corner, you'd have to do it around it. And then
Yeah, that's true.
going down to the fertilizer plant, you could. You know? What we need to do is go in there behind Crocco's some night and get hash out of town.
Do it now, cause
I go home and watch the thing with his predators, and go home and watch my
Take a
first
new
place
channel
brew.
or something.
I
Gets away from
I know
the-
what I'd do.
Not a hockey fan, are
I
you?
always wondered.
Well, yeah, that or get the DNR to let you take the creek right into the river right there.
I know. That's in Pittsburgh up like 2 hours.
2-1.
What's this lubricant you're talking about? You put it on snow plows or on the surface so that so the snow doesn't stick?
If you look in the front of her snowplow truck,
Really?
looks like
Oh, I
this.
suppose.
This is all supported.
Oh, I got robbed.
Cylinders in here.
Okay, that raises and lowers.
Guess what Steady Eddie Spaghetti did on Sunday?
It looks like this.
We do 3?
No,
And that
100 straight open.
fits right on
Okay.
that.
Gunslick.
Okay,
You
good.
gotta keep these.
Ran 100 straight.
No, that's
And
fine.
that's what we use that
Because
for.
so you can raise and lower.
So they,
this
yep, so they
Yeah,
slide.
wow.
Cause you wanna see something that'll drive you nuts is
Well, he's
when
gonna have to split it with somebody, because somebody else run 100
so
straight
you're sitting
too.
on the street and you're trying to get it to lower.
I shot with the guy.
Yeah.
He ran the first house 25, he got the second house 25, I thought this guy's got a shot.
Plows,
He had
so
75
that-
straight, and I texted the old man, I said, this guy's running 75, he's gonna get 100.
There's people that try to sell us that too. That's not a problem.
In a row, that's something.